Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're logging in from today. And today I'm so excited. I don't know how many of you are excited. This is going to be an amazing talk about our health today. So from all of you, I want to say a huge thank you to all of you for logging in today. But most importantly, a huge thank you to you because today you decided to put your health at a first priority. Today's a Friday night, guys, TGIF. So many of us could be doing so many things tonight, but yet we chose to log in tonight. There's so many of us. Okay, I'm just going to briefly introduce myself. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Joanne and I'm an international certified nutritionist. I'm a mother of two. I have two grown children. Now, I'm an advocate of, eating moderately. At the same time, most importantly, understanding our basic physiology as what it takes to be healthy. For a large part of my life, I have been going on strange kind of diets that didn't work. But today, it's all about sensible eating. And, we need to really think about what we're doing to our health these days, especially, with this current climate, this pandemic, where immune system and our health takes the front row, right? Now, how we take care of ourselves, and it really matters. And in fact, the question I want to pose to all of you today is this: are you what you eat? I mean, all of us have been told by either our parents, our grandparents, or friends, or we've read it, that we are actually what we eat. So I don't know. Okay, so if all of you who are here logging in today, take 30 seconds or so and think about this question: are you what you eat? Now, have this answer in your mind, and then we will address this question later, okay? Now, today's talk is about inflammation as well as your immune system. Question is, are they linked? Okay, so today we're super privileged, right, to have with me in conversation is Professor Chan. Now, he is a practitioner in functional and integrative medicine for more than 32 years. We're so privileged. He put time aside today to educate all of us to what it means to build our health, to build our immune system, right? He's super passionate, just like me, about sharing nature's gift. Okay, nature's gift is what? All the gifts Mother Nature has to offer. And I always say, we need to take care of ourselves and shop in the pharmacy. F-A-R-M, not P-H, okay, the pharmacy. So this is something that Professor Chan and me, we share something very much in common. It's about understanding nature's gifts and how we can build our health, right, with nature's most precious gift, about self-nourishment and integrative, right, and bridging the gap between medicine and traditional wellness. Now, medicine is a one whole different scope from wellness, right? So therefore, we're so privileged to have Professor Chan here today. Professor, are you here?
Hello.
Yay!
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are.
It's so
Hello,
amazing.
Joanne.
Hi, thank you so much for this. I've invited Professor Chan. He's been so kind to say yes, because it's always been so giving. And not only that, right? For the last, I've known Professor Chan for coming 3 months now. And I've asked him many questions, within his field. So today we're truly very privileged to have your presence here today to tell us more about immune system as well as inflammation. Okay, we won't waste anybody's time. So let's get on rolling with our show tonight. Now, most of us, we kind of have an idea, okay, Professor, about what inflammation is. But let's deep dive. Everybody put time aside on a precious Friday, which they could be going out, Well, having said that, in MCO, in Asia, many places are locked down. In Singapore, we only can have 2 dining, right? And this episode in our life has highlighted health and how important it is. And we cannot push it aside like what we used to. We only take care of our health when we want to go for a health check. And most of us only then, right? Wow, eat oats, blah, blah, blah. Because we were concerned we have inflammation that's ongoing in our body and we're not healthy. Correct?
Yeah.
So but today, let's deep dive, okay? With your help, let's deep dive to let everybody here today arm themselves with the knowledge of what inflammation means, okay? First and foremost, let's go to the basics, okay? Can you tell me, I know, right? On the skin, when we can tell inflammation generally, right? The cardinal signs of inflammation is swelling, right? Redness, heat. What else? Redness, heat, pain. Pain
Yes.
is a body signal to us. Pain is a body signal to us that something's going on, but we can see from our skin, right?
Right.
But Prof, can you tell everybody inflammation? A lot of people don't know, right? That inflammation happens within our body. So can you kind of like deep dive and tell us, can you define what inflammation is?
Before I deep dive, this is not found in any journal, medical journal, or in any books at all. It's the one word, ignorance.
Yes, that is excellent. Okay, I will add one more thing. Not just ignorance, Prof. A lot of us are in self-denial. We think that a lot of us think whatever we do or we eat or we don't do, like exercises, it doesn't matter. Or we think that, it doesn't matter for now, in denial, right?
Right, correct. And we heal our own self. We are self as a doctor itself. And when we have this, like you say, rashes, pain, anything, the first thing we think of is to go to the pharmacy or go to a toilet or go to anywhere to get something to get a temporary relief of it.
That's right.
Then when it goes away 1 or 2 weeks or 1 month later, then we ignore, we forget about the thing. All right. Then inflammation refers to a body's process fighting against the things that harm it, such as infections, injuries, and toxin, and tend to heal itself. You see, when something damages the cells, your body receives chemicals that trigger a response from your immune system.
Wow.
This response includes the release of antibodies and proteins, as well as increased blood flow to the damaged area. The whole process usually lasts for a few hours, days. Case acute is inflammation. Few days and hours is only acute. What happens? It goes to chronic inflammations. Then when chronic inflammation happens, this response lingers, leaving in the body constant state of heart and of alert. Over time, chronic inflammation may have a negative impact on our tissue and organs.
Okay, this sounds very scary. Let me stop you here for a minute, okay, Prof?
Yeah.
So
okay,
you mentioned, so I mentioned inflammation, and then you heighten this whole thing by saying chronic inflammation. So
yes.
My question is this: if a person is having chronic inflammation, do I always will know, like, are there signs and symptoms, or sometimes it doesn't show up? Like, will we know, like a person like me?
Sometimes it will never show, especially internal organs. Okay.
Right.
Sometimes you may have heartburn, or you may have something like angina pain just for 1 hour, 2 hours. Then if you're a smoker, you're an alcoholic, you will have a symptom, but you may take something that will relieve, or it may go away. All right. Then the word ignorance comes in. When it comes to chronic,
or self-denial. Yeah, you cannot take a
self-denial.
You think that, it has gone away, and then when the pain comes back, you say, it's a relapse. Actually, it was. So am I right to say, Prof? That example, if a person has constant pain, like bloatedness, digestion, example, right? And you take a Gaviscon or one of those heartburn things, Motilium and all that. So you're suppressing a condition, but actually there's already inflammation untreated going on inside that can pop up later and give you issues, like massive issues.
Whatever you're taking is just only treating the symptom. But what about your root cause of your symptom?
That's right.
Right? And a certain time, certain timing in TCM. Let's look at TCM. A certain time zone, time where it comes in, and you mostly say, I have this ache at 1 or 2 o'clock p.m. or maybe at 4 or 6 p.m. At certain time, then it'll go away. So we take ignorance on this time. This time shows that that root cause is telling you that, hey, I'm here. I'm here. It's telling you, I'm here.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen here today listening in. So so can I summarize this, Prof? So what you're saying is if you constantly have nagging pain, it doesn't go away, right? Constantly nagging pain, or it could be constipation, it could be headaches, or it's your, like I said, okay, listen to this, okay? So being a nutritionist and having consulted people, globally. For me, I've been a consultant for more than, a few thousand people in the last couple of years. I have the privilege of working with people, and I love that, right? And people don't realize that all these pains are, and I mentioned earlier to everybody, pain on your skin, you can kind of see because there's inflammation going on. There's pus going on. You can see. But the problem is internal, you can't tell. But pain is one of the cardinal signs of inflammation that is prevalent in your body. Am I right, Prof?
Yes.
So
you are. I agree. Totally agree with you.
So if we're just taking drugs, right, to suppress it, it's just a temporal suppressant that we're just turning a blind eye and a deaf ear to your body talking to you because Prof, maybe a professor, and you may have your own, personal doctors, your family doctors, right? But what Professor and me, what we're trying to tell all of you today is you are your best doctor. You are your best physician. Am I right?
Yes.
Perfect. So we're all on the same page on this. Okay, so let's deep dive to the second question I have. Now, since we have kind of defined what inflammation is, all this tissue thing, and this pain thing that is unresolved. So remember, if you have pain that's unresolved, don't be ignorant about it. Okay, don't turn a deaf ear and don't be in self-denial. So please take notes today, right? Don't be in denial. Don't be ignorant. This pain is a signal from your body to tell you something. And it's like fever. Because remember, when I said that the cardinal signs of inflammation is one, redness. Write this down. Redness, redness, heat. So fever is heat. So increased fatigue. Yes. So all these are signs of inflammation. So if a fever isn't a disease per se, but it's a body talking to you that an inflammation is going on, right? So Prof, can you tell us, right? You have persistent ignorance or denial of this inflammation that's happening in your body, right? What are the harmful consequences? Okay, first and foremost, I want to just make note to everybody here. I have been consulting many patients or students in the last 4 years, and most of the time, people tell me this. Oh, I was actually okay. I was very healthy until suddenly I'm diagnosed of this. I was healthy. So newsflash is this: nobody gets a dreaded disease overnight. It's not like a tooth fairy that knocks on your door and leaves you something. It's inflammation turned chronic. And then it happens. So there are consequences to ignorance and consequences to self-denial. And I think, Prof, tell us what are the harmful consequences of inflammation that's untreated, unrecognized. And the scary part is this: sometimes you don't even feel it until it's very late, right?
Yes. So it always starts from the acute inflammations that is caused not noticeable symptoms, like you say, rashes, or you may have fever, you may have fatigue, mouth sores, right? Then you have abdominal pain, as I say, and chest pain sometimes, and it will go away. Right? This may be mild to you. You may take a few, like you go to a pharmaceutical, you go to a pharmacy and you buy some painkiller, and it will go away, okay? So for months and years, okay, one day, you will fall, or you may not wake up, or you may have problems, all right? until you really feel that you can't move, right? That is the time where acute becomes chronic.
Wow.
When a chronic
so a bit
inflammation.
confused. Okay, so can you kind of define, okay, for the average person who's not medically trained, tell us the difference between acute and chronic.
Well, if acute, as I said, that it will give you like symptom as what fatigue and everything. I'm going into the chronic right now. Okay. The untreated cause of acute inflammation, such as an infection or injury, all right, an autoimmune disorder, which invokes your immune system, mistakenly attacking healthy tissue. Long-term exposure to irritants such as industrial chemicals or polluted air. Keep in mind, these don't cause chronic inflammation in everyone. In addition, some cases of chronic inflammation don't have clear underlying cause.
Don't have? You just said don't have?
Yes. Don't have a clear underlying cause. Experts also believe that the range factor may also contribute to chronic inflammation, such as smoking, obesity, alcohol, and chronic stress.
Right. Chronic stress. So, guys, listen to this. I know we're living in, anxiety times, with this whole economic uncertainty and everything. But, there are many things that we can do to take our health to the next level. And cortisol levels are really harmful, right, Prof? Yep. Cortisol levels affects your sleep. Correct. And it affects your endocrine system, and that really reduces your immunity. Right.
I do agree with you. 100%.
Okay, so these harmful effects like fatigue and everything, right? Okay, so Prof, do you have anything to show us, what our conditions and what kind of, harmful, okay, maybe you can show us like maybe some, if you can, right? Do you have anything to tell us, like could be what we could be experiencing that could be a sign?
All right. Are you ready? Is everyone ready?
Should we be afraid? Okay, so what are the kind of signs that, it's chronic and it's not acute, that we should be concerned about?
I have some slides to share.
Sure.
So let's go on to the slide.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Everybody, so today, I hope that it's not to scare anybody, but I want each of us to really pay attention, and that may tonight be the night you awaken to yourself, awaken to your health, to take better care of yourself and the people around you. Okay, so yes, we're ready, Prof.
Right, the first slide. Okay, the first slide. Acne. A lot of people think this is nothing. That if this inflammation may go to become eczema, and this may come to psoriasis. All right, you see, and this is breast cancer. See, the breast skin inflammation, psoriasis. This is lupus, SLE, ringworm, and this is also fungus. Right. And this fungus is very common in every ladies, especially those do housework. Right. You have chemicals. Remember, we all like to be very clean, and you use chemicals to wash your bathroom.
Yes.
Yes. This, or some of you do not wear any slippers or any, to go and
gardening. I guess gardening, right?
Gardening is another one.
Right.
Okay. I go to the second one now.
Wow.
You can see that foamy urine, right?
Wait, before that, I hope everybody has taken dinner.
Okay, early in the morning, when you wake up to wee-wee, do you see your own urine, whether it's foamy?
Right.
it's a signal to tell you you have a weak kidney or adrenal gland.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
So that's
and you can
so
see
so everybody, that's inflammation, right? So it may not be like gangrene and all that, right? But like
it
foamy
will.
urine.
You will, if you are diabetic type 2.
Right.
You
So
can see the
foamy urine
ulcer
is
of
a cause of concern. People who don't realize. You know what I thought? Maybe because, when the distance or something that creates a foam because of the gash or something. No, it's not. Oh, wow.
You see the ulcer of the bladder.
Yes.
This is the gangrene. This is diabetic type 2.
Diabetic, yes.
Yes. Too much sugar.
Right. Insulin.
Right. Diet is very important.
Exactly.
Right. We're going to touch on the diet later on.
Yes. Cracked
And you can
heels
see
is inflammation. I thought it's just dry skin.
No. This cracked heels here is something to link with. Now, every symptom links with certain organs.
Right.
All right. So remember that. Remember that. Do not ignore where you have cracked heels, foamy urine, or ulcer of the bladder, or you have gangrene. That shows that something is going on. All right. Even you have urinary tract infection.
Right.
After your menses, your monthly menstruation.
Yes.
That shows that is something going on.
Wow. But Prof, many people who have UTI mild cases, they just go to the pharmacy and buy cranberry juice, right?
Correct. But to medical doctors, they will buy, the pharmacists will not recommend cranberries. Cranberries are for us where we share the what they call nature's gifts. Cranberries fruits.
Yes. So people with constant UTI issues, is it a sign that something is going on?
Yes.
Wow.
Right. You see the cracked heels here?
Yes.
We're going to touch on this. Cracked heels. A lot of people will use some balms or something to moisture it. All right. But do you know this cracked heels actually came from where? If I tell you, you'll be very surprised. It's from hypothyroidism.
Wow. So it's not because dry skin or chemicals. For example, you keep washing the floor and you have harsh chemicals.
No, it's not so simple.
Wow. Okay.
It's not
I
so
should be looking at people's heels.
Wow. All right. We go to the next one. Next one. This is the one.
Oh, you know what? As a nutritionist, I always ask people what their poop looks like. All the time. All the time. One of the first things I ask people, what does your poop look like and how often is your poop? Because your gut health, right, Prof?
Yes, correct. Absolutely correct. And when you poop at time, most of the time, how is your poop? Is it diarrhea or waterish, or is it like a toothpaste, right? Like toothpaste, or is it like a banana?
Wow. Okay, so
the
Prof,
shape of a banana, or is shape of a toothpaste.
So Prof, what does a healthy poop? What should a healthy poop look like?
The healthy poop looks like a banana shape, all right, and it looks very fresh. That means you don't have dark color, don't have blood color, you don't have those colors which actually have inflammations like.
So it shouldn't be too soft. Should it be very light and floaty, or sinking and heavy and lumpy?
Or it should be sinking and lumpy.
Okay. So there you go, guys. So your poop and your urine are truly one of the signs. Your excretion tells you your health status. Okay, so make no mistake, right? This beautiful body that we'll be given, has a divine ability to self-repair. Right? So we need to take care of the signs constantly, what your body is talking to you, and make the necessary adjustments or seek help, or, or make a change in a lifestyle or your food. Okay. Yes.
Okay. You can see this guy
Yes,
holding
that's
at the
right.
back is itchiness. Sometimes you feel that your buttock is feeling itchy. You keep scratching. All right. And you can see that this small one, the small hemorrhoids will turn into this large one. That's
Oh my
where
gosh.
you have to operate. You have to go for surgery. From
Wow.
this small one to this large one.
So all
Oh,
these are
sorry.
signs of inflammation, right?
Yes, yes. And the other one, this is contagious, all right? And this happens to a lot of people. It's called cold sore on the lips, all right? But most of them, most of them, you all will go to a pharmacy to buy antihistamine and it may go away. But until certain time, you are so immune to it, it won't go away. This is herpes.
That's right.
Cold sore on the lips.
That's right. I'm very well aware of this. Yes. And this happens, we just need to be cautious. And I mean, one thing that I think the pandemic has brought about is our personal hygiene, as well as how we take care of ourselves. So, things from sharing a straw, sharing a drink, these are also, you can pass the virus for these cold sores, right?
Correct.
Herpes.
Contagious.
Yeah, so it is contagious. It's exceedingly contagious. So we need to really be more. I mean, like I said, this entire this pandemic, the one thing that is brought about to most people is our personal hygiene. Yeah.
Right. And this is genital herpes simplex.
This one doesn't ever go away. It's forever in your body.
No, once you get it, it will be forever. If your immune system is low, it comes back.
Yes.
So to those to couples, this is very dangerous.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've forgotten about the earlier slide about foamy urine. All right. The foamy urine, if you have this, guys, men, guys, if you have this for 1 year and do not go and see a doctor, do you know that this foamy urine shows that you have problem with your sperm, your fertility, your testosterone, the sperm count? So you are infertile.
Wow.
So this is one of them, because there's a lot of people now during this pandemic wants to get a baby, but they couldn't.
That's right.
This is one of I've forgotten to say about this foamy urine just now.
Okay, so guys, I mean, today I think what the both of us, what Professor Chan and what Joanne, wants all of you to know is, if you see anything, what we're going to be presenting, any signs that you have, or any symptoms you're experiencing, but you are not ignorant, we want you to truly, pay attention and then go seek treatment or do something about your health. Okay. Yes.
Are you ready for the next slide?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. You see this? This is parasite. You know that a lot of people do not really deworm yourself.
That's right.
And you see that slowly it will become a lot. It grows to become parasites.
That's right. Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Stomach ulcer. And the other one is that, as I said, that do not wait. Do not wait. When you have a slight like this blister, all right, on your tongue for 3 to 6 months, let's say, okay, please go and check with your doctor.
Right.
Do not rub salt and say, oh, this will go away. And then after that, Yeah, you may put some. You go to pharmacy, they will give you a
That's
Bonjelo
right.
or anything.
Yeah, they put some watermelon powder or something, right?
Yes. This won't go away. Okay,
Right.
for 3 to 6 months, please go to see a doctor. This may lead you to tongue cancer or throat cancer. And this especially to all those youngsters who likes junk food.
Wow.
Okay, junk food.
Right.
All right, I have another
Nice.
slide you will like later on, Joanne.
Okay.
Let me see the junk food.
I would like. Okay. Are you sure I would like or will churn my stomach?
Okay, you can see here this is throat.
Yes.
This is not tonsillitis. This is throat cancer. All right, and this is where you have the blister. Then you have the stomach ulcer. Please take the right food. Don't take junk food.
Perfect.
Take healthy diet food.
Okay.
That's what just now when first before you call everyone to think, are you what?
Are you what you eat? So guys, listen again, right? My first question is, are you what you eat? But we're not going to tell you the answer today. Oh no, sorry, we will tell you the answer today at the end of the session. Okay, so have this question in mind, and listen to all the things that we're sharing with you. Rather, at the current moment, Professor Chan is sharing with you. And if you're facing any of these symptoms, please take note and to visit to have your health test or screening. Okay. Okay. Next slide. I'm prepared.
Parasites will lead. You'll be very surprised. Parasites will lead you to have stroke.
Parasites. Okay. No. Wait. I have, in the last, Professor, in the last 8 months, during this pandemic, I've had so many people who want to see me because they've got stroke. And the youngest person who had a stroke is all of 42 years old, and recently I have a very good friend whose husband also had a bypass and is my age, and tell me, what do you mean by parasites, and how does it lead to a stroke? Oh my gosh, what is parasites to the average person? Okay, the average person who doesn't know what parasite is, can you just deep dive a little bit to let us understand a little bit? Because stroke, our cardiovascular health and heart diseases is like the #1 in the world. So can you just tell us a little bit more about parasites?
Well, where do you get your parasites mostly?
Yeah.
What kind of food? Well, you can always get it from the seafood. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Seafood.
So when we say seafood, do you mean mostly crustaceans, like your crabs and your prawns, or even fish?
Yes.
Your cockles.
There's a lot of people who love crabs.
Okay.
Clams.
That's right.
All right. Those hard shells, seafood. That is where it comes. So when it goes into the stomach and slowly grows, and the parasites do travel. All right. Do travel. It doesn't only stay in one place.
Right.
It doesn't stay in one place. As I always mention to my patients, you have to take care of your liver and your stomach. That's what you say, what you eat, and we are going to give them the answers later during the end of the talk.
Yes. So what we're trying to say here is, of course, parasites could aggravate a stroke, but many other things, especially your diet, high in saturated fat, all these are, causes. So, we just need to pay attention, at the end of the day, how we're taking care of ourselves. I want to just say, before we continue, I want to say this very important thing before I forget. There are many things in life we cannot control. Many things. Our jobs, our stress levels, the economic situation, so many things we can't control. But the one thing we can control is how we take care of ourselves. That one thing we can be mindful about is how we take care of ourselves, not just in our food, and it's about how we risk reduce. I won't say that even if we take care of ourselves the best way we can prevent, right, Prof? but we
Yes.
certainly can risk reduce all this inflammation within our body to live the best us.
Correct. I do agree with you.
Right. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Yeah. This is, wow.
This is what
Cancer.
we don't want to hear ever, you know? Yes.
You see, when I treat cancers for more than 20 old years, and every time when a patient walks in, is now stage 1 or stage 2. That's what I said the word ignorance. It always comes in with stage 3 or stage 4. And it seldom is stage 1 and stage 2, unless you're very lucky. You really take care of your health. That means you take responsibility of your health. A little bit of thing, you will go to the doctor and you go for a checkup, and they will do a deep diagnosis on it.
That's right.
And as I mentioned, cancer always starts from the liver and goes to your weakest point, where some may be hormones, some may be your diet. It comes to your stomach as what the junk food is.
Yes.
It goes to your, as you say, that stress,
yes,
emotions,
yes,
depression.
yes.
This will lead you to breast cancer, ovarian cancer, lymphoma.
And the whole host, yeah. And one other thing I want to add also is this, you know, and what Professor Chan says, in my experience, is absolutely true. The people generally who had an early diagnosis of stage 1 or stage 2 cancers is incidental. When they want to take a test, or they want to apply for a job, and you know, and they do a routine, so it's incidentally they find out, right? So many people have asked me, you know, so what are the early signs of cancer that we can, you know, and the reality is this: there really isn't. And especially so when we're so busy, we're not listening to our bodies and our health. It's so easy to ignore the small signs and the small pain to be nothing. Right, Prof? And then that leads from the acute to the untreated, and then we live the life that we normally do, and that became chronic. And especially so, you know, we'll talk about the immune system later. But all these, you know, I want everyone to know that there are many things, again, in life that we cannot prevent, but we can definitely risk reduce. There are many things in life we can't control, but how we take care of ourselves, we definitely can. So yes.
One more, last one.
Rheumatoid
arthritis.
That's right.
Lupus, SLE disease.
That's right. Autoimmune system.
Yes, this is your autoimmune system. You are correct. You see, this is very painful. Very, very painful. This is not a bread, huh?
So, yeah, I thought it was a loaf of bread. Yeah. This
is not a bread. This is actually a stomach.
Wow, man.
Your belly, see?
So I just want to, that's right. So I just want to, you know, I just want to round this scary chapter, you know, of inflammation to everybody, to say that, you know, as we all think of infection as something you can see, something, you know, but a lot of times, these inflammation that these pictures exhibit to us is already at the very end stages of the inflammation that's telling you something. But way before then, you know, we need to remember that, you know, there could be signs and constant pains. We need to truly address them. Right, Prof?
Yes.
Correct.
You're right.
So one thing I want to say, thank you so much for these scary pictures. You know, but I want to say, as scary as it is, you know, I truly want to say that these, I hope tonight, you know, will be, I won't say awaken, not that none of us know this. I mean, come on, not that none of us know this. I mean, people around us, within our families or friends, we've heard it before, and we've seen it happening all around us, but we kind of think that we are shielded from it. It won't happen to us. It won't happen to our loved ones, you know, but it does. And the reality of life is that, right? And I want everyone to pay attention that at this moment now, more than ever, we want to take care of ourselves and want to build our immune system. And why is it that during this pandemic, the social distancing and everything, we tell ourselves, the governments and WHO has been telling everybody the old people, or the people who have medical conditions, are the most vulnerable. Why? Because they have immune challenges, which means they have a compromised, listen, the word is they have a compromised immune state. Okay, so remember this picture. When you have inflammation within your body, acute, that then is untreated because of what Prof say, we are ignorant to it, we live the same lifestyle, we ignore it, or we're in denial. This constant inflammation in your body consistently happens. So when inflammation keeps on going up, immune system goes down.
Goes down
because your body is constantly helping you to fight and to try to manage, like a leaking tap, trying to just keep on repairing that it doesn't explode in your face. Am I right, Prof? So
yes.
When we don't address this or help your body to recover, so we need to help our body recover from inflammation so that we can bring down inflammation, then you can build up your immune system. Okay, so remember that when inflammation goes up, immunity goes down. So our job is to want to build immune system. So therefore, something has to go down, which is your inflammation.
Inflammation.
So, exactly. So this is
the other one is you like the most word, epigenetic.
That's right. Epigenetics. Now, for those of you who just want to know what genetics is, maybe both of us will banter a little bit. So most of us think that, because our parents maybe have high blood pressure, have diabetic conditions, or have cancer, and therefore we have a higher percentage of cancer, right? And the reality is this, okay? That was genetics. In the last era, in the last 10 years, we have found out what epigenetics is. Now, epi means on top of, like your dermis, your skin, epi is on top. So we have the ability to turn on this epigenetic genes, which means we have the ability to define how predisposed we are to what our DNA disposes us to. Am I right, Prof?
Right. Am I saying this right? Yes, you're very right.
So therefore, your genetics, for any inflammation, your genetics accrues to maybe 8 to 10%, which is why you can see all chronic diseases in the globe chart. Why we buy insurance? They always test you for smokers, and smokers are slapped with a premium because that gives you a propensity to have diseases because you cause inflammation. But I want everyone to know this today, that 34% of example cancer is accrued to because of smoking. That's why people who are smoking have a higher premium to pay for insurance. But did you know that in the last decade, our diets is now 34% equivalent to smoking, the causes of all dreaded diseases, which we will cover a bit later about, the things. It's very interesting. Yes. Okay? So therefore,
to add in, yes, before we have you go on the epigenetic.
Yes.
On the layman term, epigenetic is like an X-Men. All right. So if you are a man, if you're a guy, you have 60% of your mother's epigenetic, your genetic, and you have 40% of your father's genetic. Whereas you are a girl, a woman, a lady, you have 60% of genetic of your father, all right? And you have 40% of your mother. So
wow,
you have to really take care. You have to really know. If let's say you are a guy, you must really know what your mom has. So you have to really take care. If you are a lady, you must really know what your father has. And you have to really take care. It's 60%, 40, 60, 40, 60, 40.
Okay, so guys, much as we are predisposed of our parents' DNA blueprint, if I may say, right?
Yes.
But with epigenetics, your pheno, which means your lifestyle, your food. Put it simply, how you take care of yourselves play a bigger role than what you're disposed of. So you can, right? So it's not that it's cast in stone, but you have the ability to risk reduce, bring that percentage, greatly down. Okay, that's the beauty of epigenetics. So my next question, okay, now that we know what inflammation is, we saw some scary pictures, but I feel it's a timely reminder for us not to be ignorant or to be in self-denial, but to pay attention to our health, okay? And to pay attention to this doctor that you have in your home, okay? Right, Prof? Okay, yes. You don't have to pay consultation for, I mean, like, come on. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our immune system, okay? So how does basically, can you just, in layman terms, I'm sure everybody knows what immune system is. So your immune system is your body's defense mechanism, right, Prof?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So we know now that we need to reduce inflammation and increase so that we can improve our immune system.
System.
Right. So building your health is like building a house. It needs to have systematic or things you need to do. Okay. So I want to ask Professor to shed us some light. What are the factors that can compromise or depress our immune system? Because you see, guys, once it's like Singapore, if our NS men or the army very weak, right? Wow, for us to be defeated in a war, let's just say, it's very easy. Like your immune system is your body's first defense mechanism to pathogens, right? So if your immune system is low, then of course your body's recovery to fight the inflammation is compromised, right? So what are the factors? Now, like people say, what the root cause? What's the root cause of all these? So you see that cancer, arthritis, SLE, lupus, etc., is basically inflammation in your body is untreated or didn't realize, right? So now many people have asked me actually already. So what are the factors? What are the factors that causes inflammation because we have a compromised immune system?
Let me share again your slides.
Sure. We're so privileged today. Thank you, Prof. Yes.
All right. Okay. Poor diet, malnutrition will lead you to have your immune system, to have a low immune system.
That's right.
You see malnutrition here?
Yes.
But when you go to the mall, it's a totally malnutrition.
Maybe lockdown is a new thing. That's right.
All right.
Absolutely.
And you see that malnutrition, a lot of people nowadays, this pandemic, they don't have much food to eat.
That's right.
You can see. I don't know about Singapore, but Malaysia, Indonesia, a lot of those countries, we are really lack of food.
I want to add on something as well. Maybe we're of the same era. Some of you may be in the same era as me. But malnutrition, for me at least, malnutrition in 30 years ago is exactly that picture. You think of Somalia, Ethiopia, and people with berry and all that, right? Okay, Prof. But today's malnutrition looks exactly like this malnutrition person. Because I would say many of us, I would say a good 80% of us are overfed calories, but still undernourished because we're mal eating, we're eating mindlessly, or we're not focusing on nourishing our body. I mean, remember that eating, our food essentially is to nourish our body for us to get healthy. So as much as we say that, we live once, YOLO, but truly for us to be the best health, we need to first take care of what eating actually means. It is to nourish this beautiful body to help us to repair and fight inflammation and to build immunity.
Absolutely agreed. I absolutely agree with you.
This is what, I think it's a 职业病, nutritionist 病. Exactly. Okay.
Right.
Malnutrition is, so guys, this first one that Professor Chan mentioned, this first one is poor diet is one of the root cause of a compromised immune system.
Yes.
Not just your smoking, and compromised nutrition depresses your immune system. Okay.
We go to slide number 2, environmental toxin.
That's right.
All right. Smoking, working in a factory with high tension, with all the smokes, particles. And the other one is excessive alcohol.
For sure. Liver issues.
Yes.
Compromise. Yes.
All right. Then we have, this is very important, excess weight, obesity.
Yes.
You can see a lot of children nowadays.
Yes.
Okay. You can
globally,
see them.
Globally, if I may add, right?
Yeah. And they even a boy can grow breasts.
That's right. They call man boobs. Yes.
Man boobs, yeah. Okay. So obesity also, the recent research will lead you to influenza virus. All right, we're going to talk about it later. And this one is when it goes to the chronic.
Right.
All right, you have autoimmune system. This is lupus. You can see lupus here.
For sure, yes.
And it's your heart is very important too.
That's right.
All right, heart, vaginal pain, chest pain.
Yes.
Right, you need to go and see a doctor. Don't wait until you have to go for balloon or you have to go for
stents, etc., bypass,
yes,
pacemaker, etc.
Yes, and that if you don't have insurance, you have to pay a bomb.
Exactly, it explodes in your face. The medical bill, that is.
Yes. And the first thing that you enter to the hospital, they will ask you, do you have insurance?
Yes.
How much you have how much insurance are you insured?
Wow. Yes.
That's the first thing. All right. The surgeons will love to hear that.
Yes.
Okay, comes to chronic mental stress is one of them, which actually will lower down your immune system, your stress hormones.
Yes.
Right. That's where a lot of kids, when you have puberty that time, then you have this kind of puberty stress hormones when you study, and then you get so agitated when it comes to exam, and then you have period pain, and then you tell yourself that, oh, how I wish I don't have any period at all. And do you know that nowadays the menopause has people around 33 years old to 37 years old have menopause, early menopause.
I have encountered that. I have, even in my close circle of friends, I have people who are menopausing at 37. You're absolutely right. And okay, now that we're at this topic, right?
Yes.
I just want to mention something about aging. And this is exactly what I always preach about aging. Now, the question has always been looming. Is aging a natural process, right? We used to think that aging is a natural process, but you know what? In the World Health Organization in 2019? They have classified 2018. I think 2018 or 2019, they have classified aging as a disease. Listen to what I'm saying. It's a disease. It's a disease. It's a medical condition. What are we trying to say? This is exactly what I mean. Like when Professor says that there are people who are 37 and experiencing menopause. So for those of you who don't know, in my earlier introduction, I'm a mother of 2 and I'm a nutritionist, but I'm also 50 years old. But see, that's my chronological age, my birth age, right? But we need to take care of the more important aspect today we want to highlight is your biological age, right? Because today's session is not to scare all of you, but teach you how to extend, not your lifespan, well, for sure, but when you extend your health span, you inadvertently increase your longevity, which is your lifespan. Now, what the both of us are trying to hope to share with you today is there is really no point living 70, 80 years old with like what you saw earlier on, gangrene with the catheter outside and going for dialysis and all that, right? You want to live the best you and the best me, and knowing that we've done, or rather that we have done the best to live the best us, to be the best mom, the best dad, the best son, the best daughter, whatever that is. So when you see all these diseases, people with heart issues coming on at a much earlier stage, diabetic conditions, and Prof, I have seen in this time that people who are teenagers who have pre-diabetic conditions. Okay.
Yes.
So why it's all this prevalent is because of, this is exactly what it's talking about. Your stress hormones, your depression, your anxiety, your fatigue levels, the first thing that Professor Chan pulled out was our diets, being obesity. It's no longer about bai bai pang pang. That's really not healthy anymore because people cannot outgrow their bai bai pang pang, right?
Hot.
Yeah. Okay. So yes.
Right. So depression, anxiety, there's a lot of people who has in my next slide, you can see the depression, anxiety, and the fatigue will lead you to lack of sleep and rest.
Exactly that.
And then insomnia, sleep apnea, sleep depression. Then you have to take what? Then you can see that your melatonin level has gone down as you age.
Yes.
And this is one of the immune system.
Correct. And your very first slide on the factors that compromise your immune system is obesity and food. And that is one of the main cause for sleep apnea as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, this obesity.
This is definitely, so people who come and see me to help with sleep apnea, and I always say, take care of your entire lifestyle. Sleep deprivation, from what you earlier talked about, sleep deprivation, a lot of stress management that leads to raised cortisols and of course diseases, sleep deprivation, and then we keep popping pills, and then it basically becomes a vicious cycle.
Correct. Well, I believe you have something to share with us.
Yes,
Joanne?
I do. Yes. So I want all of you to realize, the things that we're saying here are the factors that compromise your health, So to summarize, it's your lifestyle. Okay. It's your lifestyle. The things that we can help: our lifestyle, obesity, environmental toxins, and today, Professor showed us about, alcohol and smoking, but he did mention to me earlier on as we were going through this, it's also about digital toxicity.
Yes.
This is a prelude. I deliberately brought this up as a prelude because we will be talking in the future talks about digital toxicity and how it affects your health in a very huge way, more than you know. Okay, so today we have covered about inflammation and how the factors it compromises your immune system. Remember, again, when you have a compromised immune system, you are increasing your chances of chronic inflammation that will lead to issues. Okay, now here's the good news. Okay, so here I want to share with you how we can better take care of ourselves. Okay, it's just about making sense of healthy living. Okay, and I said there are many things in life. There are many things in life we cannot control, but we can control the things of how we take care of ourselves and our food. Making sense of food and not going on extreme methods, but making sense and making it into a healthy lifestyle. Nutrition is important today for the seniors and young adults alike, because we need to start building health. Remember what I keep telling all of you, right? That we start building a house, and building your health is like building a house. We need to start from the foundation, from the young. It doesn't mean only you take care of yourselves when you're old. And with this, what the World Health Organization has now classified aging as a disease, it doesn't have to wait till we're 60 for things to happen. So the good news is, Professor Amy wants to share with you some basic understanding of nutrition and how to take care of yourself. Now today, it's a series, it's a start of a various series of how we will help you to better understand your health, to put diseases hopefully at bay, okay, to reduce inflammation and to build your immune system with the best pharmacy. Not in your regular malls, not the mall, okay, but your pharmacy, okay, your pharmacy. And there today I want to share with you this thing called G bombs, okay? Now each of us, you know, I want to pay attention. Okay, there's any diet. No, people ask me, what's the best way to keep healthy? What's the best diet? You know, and I say moderation is key, but knowing how to reduce inflammation, which means to say that an anti-inflammatory diet is key. We have made known that inflammation is what we don't want. X-Men, okay, we don't want inflammation. So therefore, it doesn't matter what diet you're on, okay, because most of us have different unique challenges, right? Health challenges or body types, but make known that whatever choice we choose now, food, we try to choose foods that reduce inflammation. And I say G bombs is one of the beautiful things, okay? G, as you can see, is greens, your berries, you know, O for your onions and your garlics and your gingers, okay? B, your M for mushrooms, B for beans, and S for seeds. So now I will deep dive into you for you, what Professor and me, we pro-advocate our pharmacy to you, okay? This is our pharmacy. Now, cruciferous vegetables. They are vegetables and there are vegetables. For those of you who wear glasses and all that, you want to have better lutein level, your spinach is excellent. They have super amounts of lutein levels, okay? So, but to risk reduce, if you have what Professor said earlier, the 60% from your father, the chromosomes and all that, right? You want to, and your family, you have cancer propensity, you want to load in on cruciferous vegetables because they have a huge amount of sulforaphane and indole-3-carbinol that's amazing for anti-cancer abilities, okay? They're super good. So cruciferous vegetables, compared to regular vegetables, you can see from the percentages here, are super amazing for you. Now, what is cruciferous vegetables? And cruciferous vegetables would be here, Brussels sprouts, your kale, your cauliflowers, your bok choy, your gailan. So can you remember those when you eat and it has a little bit of a sulfur taste that kids may not like? Because why the sulfur tasting? Is because it contains sulforaphane. They're excellent for you. Okay, so load up on your cruciferous vegetables, okay? Then, B stands for berries, all kinds. Now, okay, before I go into berries, now we need to remember, if you want to see the beautiful rainbow of your health, I always say choose your rainbows every single day. Choose to have at least 3 to 4 different colors on your plate. Okay, because every single color brings about to the table different kinds of carotenoids, flavonols to help you build your health. For example, the blue and the purples, they're super good for the polyphenols to reduce oxidative stress. Inflammation, excellent. The polyphenols, okay, there's the blueberries, the black, all these berries are super low in your glycemic index, so it don't spike insulin, because we don't want to spike insulin, because constant spiking insulin will lead to insulin resistance and then all kinds of issue. And don't forget, okay, insulin is a fat storage hormone. Okay, so it stores fat, and we don't want visceral fat, because as you heard what Professor Chan said earlier, fat, today's cancers are a lot of it, like your colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer is on the rise, because visceral fat is on the rise because of this malnutrition, right? And that leads to the hormone-fueled cancers. Okay, so load up on these anti-inflammatories. But one of the things, most of us will add most of us today take blueberry shakes and blueberry this and blueberry that. I want to highlight to you this amazing bilberry. The bilberry is a European cousin to the blueberry. Okay, if you bite the blueberry, inside it's a bit greenish, yellowish, but this bilberry is red. So it's 4 times more antioxidant, it has more anthocyanins than the cousin blueberry. So it's super good for antioxidative stress, superoxide dismutase, etc. What does all this do? reduce inflammation. That's what the purple and the blue colors does, reduce inflammation, okay? And then your yellows and your oranges are for your eyes, so lutein levels, okay? And the whites and the onions, okay? So then you have the white, the onions and the garlics. What are they good for? Inflammation. Inflammation. You want to reduce inflammation. These are nature's best, okay? You have your garlic powder, add garlic and your gingers and all these herbs are super amazing. And you load them up and you spice them up instead of using amazing sodium and all your other, use all these natural herbs to increase and build your immune system to, again, when you build immune system, what happens? You reduce inflammation. So I hope all these helps you, okay? Because also, before I forget, right? Your cruciferous vegetables are also, they are naturally occurring, helping you in angiogenesis, angiogenesis food, which means helping with the cancer. So this is amazing, okay? So can you see how Mother Nature is so super amazing, okay? So in particular, besides a garlic, I want to add in a turmeric. Turmeric is an amazing sauce. In fact, if you Prof would definitely tell you about turmeric. If you compare that to drugs in terms of its inflammation, it is so effective in terms of its anti-inflammation enzymes. But the problem is curcumin itself, turmeric. The body doesn't truly absorb turmeric, it purges it out. So those of you who are cooking with turmeric, I totally advise you to add black pepper. That helps you to buffer and for the curcumin, the turmeric to retain in your body a little bit longer so that you reap the beautiful benefits of what turmeric does that helps you with anti-inflammation properties. Okay? Mushrooms. Oh my gosh. For those who love mushrooms, they are super amazing in its anti-inflammatory properties, okay? Like earlier on, vegetables are vegetables, but my preference is cruciferous vegetables because they have anti-cancer properties. Mushrooms are amazing, but one thing to note, everybody listening in, mushrooms have, I didn't know this, I love raw mushrooms with my salad, but for mushrooms, have them cooked. Okay, have them cooked. A professor will tell you it's good to have most of our vegetables cooked, of our food cooked, okay?
70%.
70%, okay guys, 70%. But what I want to tell you is there are like shrooms or fungi that have got medicinal antidotal properties. One of them is the linger, and the other one that I just found out about is called the Enschrodia cinnamomea. It's also known by the name called Enschrodia camphoratum. This amazing. Now, the reason why I highlighted this is because we're talking about fat, right? Obesity. And one of the main problems with the obesity is causes all these cancers and whatever, not that we, all this inflammation that I want to repeat. But one of the prelude before it becomes anything bad is the fatty liver. I think a lot of us have this fatty liver and people wondering how, right? So Enschrodia cinnamomea is known to help with hepatitis, liver issues. It's super amazing. It's super antidotal. It's good for liver protection, cancer, anti-cancer. It enhances our natural killer T function, our NK cells. So it basically is a liver protection, tumor protection, hepatitis protection, and from what I understand, it's got a whole host of benefits like the linger. So these are like the king of the shrooms or king of the mushroom fungi world. Am I right, Prof?
Yes. I would like to add some to what you say. Enschrodia camphoratum is actually 10 times more powerful, more efficacy than Ling-Zi.
Wow.
And 45 times more efficacy than ginseng and cordyceps.
Wow. Okay.
And the reason why I came into Uzesta is because of Enschrodia camphoratum.
Wow.
That is revived.
Wow.
I tell you about this story about myself. In 2015, because when we do practicing in Malaysia, we have to go for a health check to get our license our license and everything, that we have to be healthy. That's to treat, right? To have a clinic of our own self. We need to actually to do a blood test every year. So in 2015, I did a blood test on myself. When I came back from China in 2015 and I started the clinic, and I have, to start a clinic, I have to get a blood test. So all this while, I have been very, very strict with my diet. I do not take sugar. I go along with the eat right for right. That means eat right for your blood type, where I'm a blood B type, where I don't eat chicken, and I don't eat carbohydrate, I don't eat white meat, and I don't eat any, like just what you say, crabs, clams, and everything. I'm very, very careful with my diet. And something showed up in my metabolic, my sugar metabolic. It went up a bit higher. That gave me suspicious about this. So what happened is that I did another test, another tumor marker, which a lot of doctors do not do this test. It's called CA72-4. So when I did this test, I have my reading more than the 6.9, which is the limit, right? Mine is 40 over.
Wow.
And that really shocked me. That really shocked me. So what I did is, the first thing is, I call up all my doctor's friends, my professors, and they say, wow, there's one magic mushroom. Magic mushroom is a jewel of Taiwan.
That's right.
What you say is ruby of the Taiwan.
Yes.
And it's very seldom you can find it and you culture it. And this mushroom can kill cancer cells.
Wow.
And that is where I started using Entrodia camphoratum in 2015 with a very high dosage.
Wow.
And that is the reason why I joined Ujesta, is because of this product, Revive.
Wow. Well,
Right.
I've learned so much. I mean, I knew about the health benefits, but I didn't, well, as I studied the product, and I studied about Entrodia cinnamomane, I study all ingredients because, it is my best interest to teach, to educate, to inform how we can better take care of ourselves. So I like to study, all kinds of stuff, to help to improve health. But, what you're sharing with me over this Entrodia cinnamomane or camphoratum in the last 1 month, I have been so blown away by its medicinal properties. Wow. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And the Ujesta's Revive has the anti-inflammations that is additional of curcumin.
That's right.
This curcumin absorbs 7 times more than other curcumins in the market.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's revelation even to me today. Wow, 7 times more. Okay, so listen to this. This Entrodia cinnamomane. It's something that it's a star player here today, which I want to add. And thank you so much for sharing. Something that I didn't know. Thank you for sharing your heartfelt sharing, Prof. On the superpowers, if I say, of. Well, I won't say it's a superpower of Entrodia cinnamomane, but the superpowers of Mother Nature, the gift, right? So yes. I want to add on a little bit of a story, okay, for the Entrodia cinnamomane. Now, this was discovered a long time ago, and it's basically from a tree, of the in this particular from Taiwan, indigenous of Taiwan. And because it's grown like 450 altitude onwards to 2,000 feet above sea, it's the climate is so cold. So it's slow growth. has given it its super amazing potency to have that medicinal and antidotal properties, so that's why it is able. But long time ago during the Japanese occupation, I mean, they found out, that it was so amazing for hepatitis protection that the Japanese took a huge amount of it back to Japan, and that's why it is a protected species or protected plant in Taiwan, that they cannot harvest it wild. So therefore, it's cultivated. And this particular product, Revive, that Professor just mentioned, is cultivated in a petri dish in the most clinical way, but the best way to have the best DNA to that of the wild. The test was done, and this particular Revive has got the DNA of a 99.7. 99.7 that of the one growing in the wild. So it's amazing how potent, I would say, how potent this Revive will be. Wow, it's amazing. Okay, thank you so much. So we've gone to the greens, the berries, the onions, the mushrooms. So we'll go on now to beans. Beans are excellent sources of amazing soybeans, etc. They're excellent source of proteins for us. And those who are vegetarians, these are excellent source. And one of the main healthiest diets in the world is the Mediterranean diet, because they take a lot of lentils. So, but we just need to be very careful. Sometimes in certain individuals, they can cause bloatedness, etc. But beans are an excellent source which we include in our diets because they have full amounts of fiber. I'm going to add this on. Why? I say this amount of fiber to regulate our microbiome. And the reason why I say this is because our next talk is really about your gut health, your microbiome, and your dental health. So your microbiome, okay. So yes, beans. It's huge amounts of your fiber. So therefore, you eat, it gives you the cessation, the fullness that and provide, and exactly why what we're saying here, prevents your colon cancer, etc. So it's amazing, right? It's a powerhouse. It's super nutrient dense. Okay. And then last of them is your seeds. And there's some of these seeds and nuts, are like complete proteins. Example, your pumpkin seeds. These are excellent for your health. And I advise everyone to pay attention to your G-bombs. So if we want to have a healthy diet, your best source of fat, if I would say, would be from your seeds, okay, and not from animal produce. So, oops. So thank you. This is what I was going to share with you with regards to food. Okay, now last, I know that I want everyone to know this. The question has been looming: are you what you eat? So now about inflammation. About how to build immune system. I'll share with you just today some tips. If you pay attention to the next few sessions, we'll constantly have tips for you to take your health to the next level. Okay, so today was G-bombs and what inflammation means and what immunity is. So the first question I ask all: are you what you eat? So the question is, so our parents have told us, and we've heard from people, are you what you eat? So my answer to that is yes, but that is 1/3 of the answer. The second, are you what you eat? 1/3 of the answer. Exactly. Food. Wow, I love that slide. Food is medicine, right? Are you what you eat, right? So yes, you are what you eat, but that's only 1/3 of the equation. The second is you are what you metabolize. If you don't break it down, you don't metabolize, then we're not what we eat. We're not. So that's the second part. But lastly, you are what you absorb. Because like for me, we have health challenges and we have digestive issues and we're constantly bloated. That means food is rancid in our, and that causes inflammation and gas. We're either burping and all that. Oh, by the way, burping, constipation, inflammation. It's inflammation, right? So if you're constantly having all these issues, right? And then you have IBS and your unbalanced microbiome and all that.
Yep.
You know what? You're not absorbing the nutrients. So a constant question that I get in my practice is people will ask me, so do we need supplementations? Because if we eat all the G-bombs And my simple answer is this. The foods we eat today is so very different from the ones that my grandparents ate. And as we're having a discussion with Prof, and I said, I used to go to my grandmother's house for a reunion dinner, and I go early to play with my cousins, and I'll see chickens, 4 or 5 chickens running around. And then by dinner time, they're gone, right? Because they're on a dinner plate. They're on the dinner, right? So, but today's chickens and today's cows, they eat. We were taught in school, in science, that cows eat grass. But no, today they eat soy and corn and all those, right?
And hormones.
Yeah, and hormones, exactly. And the plants, the vegetables that we eat today are filled with pesticides. So one other tip for everyone today, please Google the latest dirty dozen. Because I've had many people who come to me, inflammation again. They collapse from eating strawberries because, make no mistake, one strawberry has more than 20 pesticides. So know what your dirty dozen is and what the clean 15 is. Okay, so that's again another value to add on to you. So back to the question, do we need supplementation? And the very simple answer is, because the vegetables and the fruits are not like what it was before, we don't truly enjoy or reap all the phytonutrients, and we don't buy organic because it's really expensive, right? So basically a very quick crash course what organic means. Now, for me, for each of us, we can protect ourselves, like army boys, we protect ourselves, but plants need to protect themselves from insects and external factors, right? So they have to produce phytochemicals to ward off insects or birds so they're not eaten, right? And as it were, these phytochemicals are phytonutrients that's so beneficial to us. But when our vegetables are coddled with pesticide and all that, they don't need to produce those things to defend themselves. So therefore, they have a lot less phytonutrients. So then the question back then is, do we need supplementations? So many problems. Number one, as what you have seen the slides earlier, our lifestyle, we don't cook, we eat more nutrition. We don't even have a healthy, we're over fat calories, we're undernourished. So one. Number two, the food today, the quality of our food today, it's not what it was 20 years ago. At the same time, lack of sleep and everything. So, and our lack of sleep causes our digestion issues. So we don't absorb, right? So number one, what you eat first quarter, second, what you metabolize, and third, what you absorb. When you don't absorb enough, your body cannot repair itself. The overhaul at night when you're sleeping cannot repair, right? So therefore, that leads to a compromised immune system. So to ask, my opinion is this, Prof, do we need supplementations? Absolutely, because we don't have the best balanced lifestyle.
Yes,
and we don't do this.
Yeah. It's reaching 10 o'clock, okay? So I have to take my supplementation. What is this?
Revive! It's to revive your immune system.
How many I take? How many I take, okay?
Okay.
I take one.
Yes.
Two.
You're joking. 3.
4. 5.
Yes.
6.
You're going on.
7. 8.
Wow. Okay, so guys, those of you who don't know what Revive is, it contains the king of the mushrooms, the Enschrodia cinnamomea, as well as why is it yellow in color? It contains turmeric. Okay, 8. Right.
I take 2 greens.
2 green. Okay, just those of you who don't know, this is basically the cruciferous vegetable, the broccoli inside, which contains NMN.
Okay.
We'll cover
before
this.
10 o'clock, I will take this.
A celebration of health. Okay, look at the water there. Okay.
Remember, food
is medicine.
Medicine.
Amen. Yes. Okay. With that action, I want to just say something. All of us, no matter what diets we are, whether it's blood group or whatever you're taking, 2 things to remember. So today's takeaway, number 1, is that food is medicine, and shop in the best pharmacy there is. Mother Nature, number 1, right? Number 2, we do need supplementations because of the various reasons and health challenges, right? But choose wisely the kind of supplements we eat, because there are medical breakthroughs. And what I would recommend, the one that Professor is taking, is of a liposomal delivery system, because it really enhances the delivery system to where it matters, to your small intestine where nutrients is being absorbed. Because all others, if you don't have the latest technology, a large bulk, again, the large bulk of it is in your digestive enzymes in your stomach that's broken down. And while it's chopping your food and breaking it down, a large part of your nutrients are being destroyed. Again, you don't absorb, because you are what you absorb. If you don't absorb, it's nothing, right?
Absolutely.
That's two. So to all you to remember is that we're all here logging in today. We're all Homo sapiens. We need 6 essential nutrients. First is your macronutrients, is what I introduced to you, all of you earlier, your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates, to give your body the fuel to work and to be the energy, right? But then the last one is your vitamins, which I said was essential in today's day and age. Vitamins, minerals, and the last essential nutrient is water. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So I love, I love today's, I hope today, all of us, okay, just as a note to note, that women should drink 2 to 3 liters. When you don't drink enough, you cannot flush, like the toilet bowl, the poop, right? So the guy, drink 3 to 4 liters of water, especially if you're going to be exercising a little. You need to hydrate. Yeah, exactly. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Okay. Those who want to have a high metabolic rate, your muscles need water to help you to have that metabolism as well. So another time we'll cover a little bit more about what cruciferous vegetable does, what NMN does. But today we want to highlight about inflammation, and Ensure Cinnamomere and Revive is an excellent product. Apart from the G bombs and knowing your diets, Ensure Cinnamomere and curcumin is an excellent source to reduce inflammation. You saw, Prof. I mean, I'm shocked. 8. Do I need to take
16 a day? 16 a day.
Do I need to take 8?
It depends, because I'm a cancer patient. All right, so I do what I eat to my
condition. Your health condition. Perfect. Yes. It's about not being ignorant and knowing your body. I love it. I had such an amazing time. I could go on and on and on, but we need to sleep, because one more thing, we need to end early, because it's simple. You may balance and that most healthiest food triangle, and everything, but without the most important component, sleep, nothing works. Health doesn't work. Right? So one other time we'll talk about sleep. But today we have ended our session on inflammation and your immune system, how you take notice of all the signs and signals your body is talking to you, what are the conditions that compromises your immune system, how you take care of themselves, and why is supplementation important. So I hope today's session has been totally beneficial for all of you, that this an hour and a half spending with all of you has been an amazing for me. We will open a little while for sharing, for Q&A. Okay, so we will now moderate a few questions, because I know it's late. So any questions you can quickly type in the chat and we'll try to address. Okay, somebody has asked, Prof, can Revive, what you just took the 8, help with cancer patients?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, yes. And with all, and you can Google it. This is all available in Google. The Ensure Cinnamomere, it's known for its tumor, anti-tumor, anti-cancer,
Alzheimer, lungs, liver, especially when I say cancer. Why? Because when you mentioned that the liver, fatty liver, and we start to have fatty liver, then we have the chronic, then becomes liver cancer, then it goes to your weakest point, then it comes back to your liver again. So you have 100% sure that Revive is good for cancer.
Perfect. Okay. Also, recently, I met somebody else who was talking to me about how the Ensure Cinnamomere helps with her friends who are, cancer as well. But again, this is this one. I want to just say it's not a no medical claims. Okay,
yes, no medical
this is
claims.
no
Correct.
medical claims. I want to just add, this is no medical claims.
This is because this food is medicine.
This is exactly because food is medicine. Like how I would say spinach has lutein. This is what's beneficial for health. And that, again, we cannot prevent anything from happening, but we can risk reduce and we can take the best care of ourselves given the knowledge that we have and the natural food in the pharmacy, like I told you about, not in the PHAR, FAR,
Yep.
and supplementations. Choose with caution. Okay, choose non-synthetic, as natural as possible. So because while we're building our health, we want to have the peace of mind. I always say, while building health, have peace of mind. Okay. Okay. We have a question for you, Prof. Is anemia categorized under acute or chronic?
Acute.
Acute. It's an acute situation. So we take care of it so that it doesn't become chronic. So you load up on your supplementations and your food, right? Okay, perfect. There's a question, right? Wait.
You need Jello.
Need Jello. Nice. Okay. This is a topic for another day. What is Jello? Okay. Internal inflammation in the stomach, for example, the duodenite, in the duodenum, an acute gastritis. Is it serious? And anything to help?
Oh yeah. Okay, this is how it started. When I came back 32 years back, 32 years in 1989.
Yes.
I was still young, and practicing. I have a lot of patients. I see patients at 20 patients a day, and then the newspaper came in 1995, and full page of written about me, and from there itself, there's a lot of patients. I see 40 patients a day. Just imagine 40 patients a day, and I spend most of my time with my patients, and I do not take any food until before I go to sleep. It's just not healthy, and that gives me gastric and duodenum influx and all these kinds. So you just imagine, this has been in me for so many years, from acute to chronic.
Wow, yes.
If it's not for Antrodia camphorata, I won't be here speaking to you all.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so acute gastritis, yes, it is serious, I would say.
Yes,
because
it's very serious.
It is because this ulcers, this acute gastritis, will keep burning the stomach linings and causing ulcerations. And you saw the earlier pictures of ulcerations can lead to cancerous issues.
That is our next topic.
Yes. Oh, yes. So yes, please go see, on the treatment, honestly, like I said, to watch your lifestyle, a balanced lifestyle, eating right, knowing to balance and stay in homeostasis. So don't cause your gastric to work up. Know what it is. Don't overeat, but don't undereat. Don't extend too long a time. So knowing that and have your body maintain at homeostasis. Okay. So don't keep aggravating the gastric conditions. And then you're saying,
please don't take dairy food. No dairy food at all.
It will churn.
No gluten.
Yes.
Try to take away the gluten. No dairy food. All right.
While you're at this, another day we'll talk about gluten and dairy. The few things that causes bloatedness and inflammation. You don't have to be lactose intolerant or lactose allergy, or you don't have to be a celiac, people who are allergic to gluten. In general, in a rule of thumb, for me, my own belief is the milk of a cow belongs to the young of a cow, and even calves don't drink milk for long. Right? So we're not like 200 kilos and all that. So how do we then process all this proteins from the milk of a cow? So milk will cause inflammation to what varying degree. So it will cause, and that will aggravate if you have gastritis issues or stomach issues. It will aggravate inflammation within those areas, as well as your gastrointestinal tract. Okay, that's the one. Yeah. Gluten is the other one. Okay, gluten. So it doesn't have to be a celiac. We try to pace out your gluten because gluten does cause inflammation and bloatedness.
Okay, I would like to add in, for gastric people, please do not drink dairy, cow's milk, but you can drink goat's milk.
That's
the
right.
reason why is because the fats from the cow is so large and it can't break down. And whereas for the goats, the fats are very tiny and it can, the bulk is like, it goes into your stomach, then you like, it goes break down and it covers up your stomach. And so then you don't have gastric. Goat's milk is good, but not cow's milk.
Okay, so there you have it. So try to abstain. But you know, if we can try to maybe shift to things like your oats milk, your quinoa milk, your coconut milk, your almond milk, those are excellent choices. Excellent choices. I know the taste takes time to get used to, but it's not bad. Okay, my daughter, who's also lactose intolerant, has learned to change her lifestyle. It's about changing a lifestyle. Changing a lifestyle. Okay. We have another. We'll just take 2 more questions because we have so many questions for you. Okay. So many people are saying thank you so much. Awesome sharing, Professor and Joanne, and we are what we digest. Thank you so much, Ling Ling. Absolutely, you're what we metabolize, and finally, you are what we absorb. We have another question. So can we can we get parasites from vegetables?
Can we get parasites from vegetables? Yes. if you do not cook it. Remember, I said 70% of your food must be cooked.
Yes, yes. Okay. But we
don't
need
it's organic.
Yes. Okay. So, but again, right? So I'm going to reiterate, 70% of your food should be cooked, but we don't need to cook until they look like olive vegetable. Okay. So when I say, you know, wash your vegetables, and that's why I say again, right? No. Okay. One thing I want to add on before we end off today. Healthcare isn't cheap. Healthcare, make no mistake, isn't cheap. Okay. But sick care is unaffordable. And recently I saw a TikTok. Okay. This person was in a hospital, and then 20, 30 years ago, they sell one chicken to help to pay medical bill. And then 10 years later, they have to sell a pig. And then 10 years later, they sell an ox. Today, you sell house and sell car, also cannot pay the medical bill. So healthcare is expensive, but sick care is unaffordable. So all I'm saying is that I'm not saying to go to the extreme, okay? But be mindful of the food that we're taking, because it's the food that we eat. It's not just to taste nice. I mean, of course, we all want to taste nice, but the main aim of food is to nourish our body so we can repair, to reduce inflammation and build immune system. Okay, so to help us our cost is number 1, check out what the dirty dozen is. So those, if you have a choice, then buy them organic. Okay, so yes, we can get parasites from our food. Yes, okay. Then any other questions? We have so many questions. Okay. What about soya milk? Can someone take soya milk? Gastric problems to take soya milk? No. Okay. So, okay, the answer is no. Okay, we try not to. So we go back to your oats milk. Okay, so we go back to your quinoa milk, we go back to almond milk, we go back to all these beautiful milk. You know, I urge all of us to relook at the grocery store. And when you do go groceries in your, another tip for all of you, when you want to go grocery shopping, go after a meal. Have your dinner at home, cook nicely, then go. Don't go on an empty stomach, because you will shop. As what Professor keeps repeating, junk food, junk food. You will keep going to the junk food. So go, and a tip for health, have your dinner, have your lunch, mindfully eating, not, mindlessly eating, and then shop with a list, making note of what you want to buy. Okay, and shop predominantly in the fresh produce section. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, one question. Can Revive help with reducing and removing gallbladder polyp?
No.
Okay. No, it's not a miracle pill. We need to.
It's not removable, but it can reduce the size, but not removable.
Understand. Perfect. Love it. Okay, so we're gonna answer. Okay, I'm just gonna pick one last question to ask. There's so many questions. I'm just gonna ask one last question. Can the G6PD take Revive?
Aha, that is a good question. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's just say if they're under any medication or any allergy, would the answer still be yes, or to bring the Revive to their doctor? Or
take the Revive to the doctor. All right, but the thing is that I have treated people with G6PD with Revive.
Oh wow, G6PD with
but how old is the person?
Yeah, good question. Okay, how old is the person? So I want everyone to take note. Okay, this is there's no medical claim. Okay, we're just saying that this is because Revive is a natural food. It's classified under a food. It's not a drug. It's a natural food with the most purity of it. Natural. It's organic. By the way, Revive is vegan friendly. Okay, so 20 plus. Okay, so Revive is number one, organic. It's no synthetic. It's organic. It's patented, and it has got saturated inchi oil as well, omega 3s.
Yes.
It's GMO free. It's non-genetically modified. Okay, so it's very natural. It's a superfood, if I may say. It's a superfood. Okay, so we don't want to make any medical claims. It can help, but if you have other concerns and you're not, worried, please take Revive, because the box will tell you how natural it is, to your physician for that clarity. Okay.
Before we wind up, you remember that the last 1 month we have been
talking and sharing
about the patients and all. After taking Revive, they have a healing crisis.
Yes.
Healing crisis. All right. Please do not be afraid, have fear with healing crisis. That healing crisis will go away in a cycle of 21 days. The fastest is 10 days. All right. 10 to 21 days. All right. So if you have healing crisis, please do not be alarmed. Please do not have fear. All right. Then you must look back as what you say, that we must look back at your lifestyle, your food, what you have taken, and what is your problem, your root cause of it. The healing crisis will take in place when you take Revive. Remember this.
Thank you so much, Prof, for your time, and thank you very much, everyone, for logging in, because we were overrun, because we were sharing so much, and we hope to give you so much more value. And I know everybody is anxious at this time, because within our families, we have got young children, we've got elderly parents and grandparents we're going to take better care of. And I truly hope tonight's session has been beneficial to you and added value to your beautiful Friday night. It is my wish and Professor's wish that this session has given you value, that you can take your health to the next level and watch the magic, of health unveil in your life with these small changes, as well as, I think the main thing, my takeaway today is, the main factor that causes chronic diseases and inflammation is ignorance or denial. So, with that, I want to say thank you very much. We appreciate all your time, those who have logged in today. And our next session In Conversation with Jojo and Professor Chan is about your microbiome. Your health begins in your gut. So today, again, we'll have only 100 people seats. Today we had to turn away many people, I know. So log in early, register early, log in early, and our next one will be as equally exciting, and I hope will enrich and all of you with knowledge to take your health to the next level. Okay, so with this, I say thank you very much for your beautiful time. And you put your time here to learn today, and we will give you our very best. So any last words, Professor, to everybody listening in?
Stay healthy and stay wealthy. Oh.
Thank you. And what I want to say is, one life, live it well. So with that, we say good night and namaste.
Thank you very much.
Strengthen to climb higher. Protect to go further. For the ones you love, love yourself more. Revive liposomal liquid capsule. Protect and regulate. Relieve body stress and increase vitality. Golden combination for strong protection. Androdia cinnamomea, only from Taiwan. Autumn turmeric from Japan. Sacha inchi oil from Peru. Turmeric is a safe ingredient approved by the US FDA. Extensive literature shows that curcumin can positively support the maintenance of health. It is an herbal ingredient with a variety of benefits. Help improve protection and relieve body stress. Androdia cinnamomea, only from Taiwan. It contains dozens of rare and functional triterpenoids that meet the standard requirements of the quality inspection authorities. A new method is used to culture the fruit body of Androdia cinnamomea in the petri dish. Passed a 90-day subchronic toxicity test. Quality and safety are guaranteed. Sacha inchi oil from Peru supplies the essential fatty acids omega-3 and omega-6 at the golden ratio. Offers constant protection and maintenance and meets the body's needs. It is an excellent source of vegetarian fats. Compound formula combined with UAT improves absorption and supplementation. Advanced liposome technology from Germany, plus new technology of liquid capsule, offers better preservation of the active ingredients and more specific, precise, and effective absorption. A Revive capsule a day. Maintain health, regulate and protect, relieve body stress, and increase vitality. Revive. Revive up.